Hello everybody, welcome to Home Park Medical Services. My name is Samanu Adoboy. Today we are going to be discussing the first aid for handling cuts and then puncture wounds as well. So a cut is an injury that causes a break in the skin. So I'm going to discuss with you some 5 key steps you need to follow in order to handle a cut. So the first thing you want to do is to wash your hands with soap and water. If you have gloves, you wear them, and then you proceed by washing the wound to get the blood off, to look at the wound and make sure that there is no debris stuck in there. Then the next thing you need to do is to apply pressure with a sterile gauze pad to ensure that the bleeding has stopped or has ceased. So after that, you would have to cover the cut or wound with a sterile bandage just to make sure that it's protected from all other debris and microbes in the atmosphere. Then the fifth thing you need to do is to get immediate medical attention. After every incident, you would have to get to the hospital to get assessed by a medical professional in detail to confirm if you are okay to go or if there is anything else they'll need to do. So with regards to that, there are sometimes you get to the medical facility and the cut might be too deep, so they would have to do a stitching or suturing. Then another thing that they do at the hospital is that they'll have to give you a tetanus shot, because whatever might have cut you might be infected with microbes that you would not even be aware of. So you need to get a tetanus shot. Then another thing that you need is pain medications associated with the pain that comes with the cuts, and then antibiotics to prevent infection of the wound. So those are some of the key things that you need to do when you have a cut. And then when you get to the hospital, some of the things they do for you as well. Now let's discuss a few complications of cuts. So when you have a cut or a puncture wound and it's not well managed, one thing that can happen is that you'll be bleeding profusely. You see that there will be a lot of blood oozing out, and it might get to a place where you would be in shock or you run out of blood and you'll be unconscious. Then another thing that can come up is infection. For every break of the skin, it's prone to infection, so the wound might get infected. Another thing that comes up weeks or months after the cut has healed is tetanus. If you were not given the tetanus shot and indeed whatever cut you was infected with the microbes that causes tetanus, then you would end up getting tetanus after the cut has even healed and you've forgotten about it. Then the last but not least item on the complications is large scars. And I know most people don't want the situation whereby they'll have scars on their body and all of that. It's not nice, honestly. And most people would like for their skin to be looking smooth and perfect. So if you have a wound or a cut and it's not managed properly, at the end of the day, you end up having bad scars because the wound does not heal well, or it takes a longer time for it to get healed if it is not managed properly. Now, coming to the first aid items or kits you need for managing the cuts. These are some of them. I want you to take a quick look at some of them and then we'll proceed. So over here we have some first aid kits. This is the first aid box itself. These are some of the items you are going to need. So I'm going to take them one by one and then talk to you about it in a bit. So the first thing is a glove. So this is a glove that you wear to protect yourself, whoever is giving the first aid, and also prevent infection from being introduced into the wound. Okay, and then this is a forceps. It's sealed. This is a forceps. You just tear it open and then use it to pick any debris that might have entered the wound. Then we have the sterile non-woven sponge. This is what you use to apply pressure on the surface of the wound as well. Then we have the soap wipes. In case you are hiking and you don't have soap and water with you, this comes in very handy. And then this also comes in handy to clean the surface of the wound before you proceed to do anything else. Then at the end of it all, you use a sterile bandage like this to cover the cut before you go to the clinic or hospital. Then we have plasters as well of different shapes and sizes to help you to better secure the wound before you move on. So all in all, those are some of the things. Get in touch with Home Park Medical Services and grab a first aid kit, as it would be just one way to save the life of a partner, a friend, a colleague in need. So thank you very much and have a lovely day. Watch out for our next videos. Comment below and let us know what you think. Bye.